Hello and welcome to a series of medical education revision lectures, which is material that is based on my portfolio, which I prepared during my break from medical school. My main aim of preparing this series of revision lectures was really for my own personal use and development, where the goal was really to prepare an accessible revision tool where the specific aims was to demonstrate knowledge retention and indeed also highlight any learning gaps that can be then specifically targeted in order to ensure that I did not descale. I have, however, decided to share this material in the hope that others would also find it useful and a helpful learning tool for their revision. The recordings are a series of lectures that cover core medical courses in a systems-based approach. I approach these lectures from cardiology, and then I moved on to respiratory medicine, and then afterwards I moved on to locomotion, which is essentially rheumatology and orthopedics, and then I moved on to hematology, and then dermatology, and then gastroenterology, and then neurology, and then endocrinology, which also included renal medicine and indeed urology. I must also highlight that all the recordings were undertaken in real time, simply because the specific aim was to highlight learning gaps and material that could then be addressed in the future. However, each topic is covered comprehensively. For example, I approach a disease from the relevant anatomy to the physiology, and then the disease pathogenesis, and then the clinical presentation with the relevant investigations that one would undertake in clinic, and then indeed finally the management of that specific disease. Finally, and perhaps more importantly, I must reiterate that these recorded revision lectures were intended for personal use and indeed for revision. They are not intended to replace any formal teaching or lectures that one would receive at a formal learning institution. Furthermore, and perhaps even more importantly, all of these lectures and material that is part of my portfolio is not intended to be used as medical advice. And I strongly encourage that everyone must consult his or her own doctor for any health or medical concerns. The material that is covered in these revision lectures is purely for personal use, and indeed it is for revision. It is specifically targeted to be used as a revision tool. However, I do hope that you will enjoy these lectures and that you find them helpful and indeed useful as a revision aid. Thank you.